Hi everyone, welcome to my coaching channel. Today we're going to be talking about one of the domains of strengths. For those who are just joining us, we actually have two previous videos that you can check out before diving into this one. But today we're going to be focusing on executing strengths. The executing domain has 9 themes within it. And executing is all about getting stuff done. Folks with these strengths are able to be productive, accomplish their goals, and move straight ahead to solve the problem. For those of you who might be looking alongside their top strengths report, the executing strengths are the purple colored ones. And so with that, let's go ahead and get started. Coming in at number 1 is achiever. Those who lead with achiever have a great amount of stamina. They are intrinsically motivated to accomplish their task and get their goal done. Achievers love to have a to-do list that they enjoy checking it off. Again, they're motivated by getting things done and moving on to the next item. Here's a few ways that achiever may show up. Achiever might be the person who has all these different organization apps on their phone, on their laptop, that helps them keep track of their schedule, keep track of their reminders, and keep track of their high priorities of the day. Achiever is also someone who might be focused a whole day on just cleaning and making sure their house is looking good to go. Achievers do not give up until their task is completed. They're the ones who are going to work tirelessly until everything they have on their mind is good to go. They're not thinking about burnout. Again, they're very motivated to just get it done and feel productive about it. Arrangers are excellent delegators. They have a talent of being able to pair up the right person with the right task to get it done efficiently. Arrangers may show up as multitaskers because they are constantly thinking, what is the best way to get this done that is timely, efficient, and productive? They're the ones who might be a wedding planner, and they're working hard to make sure the officiant has the right documents and that the bridesmaids know what they're doing and where to stand and that the groomsmen arrive on time. Those with belief have deep core values, and they use these values to guide their life. Their values tend to have high morals and high standards. So that means they're very intentional with the career they choose, the actions they take, and how they build relationships with others. Belief has these core values to ensure that they are confident in the life they are living that feels close to the values they deeply hold. Here is an example of how belief might show up at work. A colleague at your job might be really interested in making sure that every program they launch is mission-centric, that everything they do and everything that department does ties back down to the point of the company or the mission and the values of said company. And belief might even show up as lifestyle choices. For example, like following a vegan diet or making sure they're volunteering once a week. At the end of the day, belief wants to live a life that everything they do is followed by their core values. Those who lead with consistency love a good routine and a sense of stability. They rely on an environment that has rules, policies, and guidelines. And that's because consistency really cares about making sure that every program or person is treated equally. For example, this might show up as a manager at work making sure all of their budget approvals is the same regardless of which department is hosting that program. Next, let's talk about deliberative. Those who lead with deliberative as one of their top 5 strengths are very careful. They want to be as intentional as possible in making sure the next best decision or action causes the least amount of risk. A nice analogy for deliberative is a car with, of course, a brake. You use a brake to slow things down. Folks with deliberative are the folks on the team that say, hey, let's wait a second. Do we have all the information we need? Folks with deliberative do not like to rush into things. And so I don't want you to get this confused with folks who are conflict avoidant or afraid of risk. In fact, Those with deliberative are actually going to draw out all the risks and factors that might impact the solution or problem. They're the folks who take the time to assess the situation to ensure that the next best course of action is genuinely the best one. Folks who lead with discipline love routine and really appreciate a level of autonomy over their day. Those with discipline really care about perfect execution. Those who have discipline act towards precision. And they do this by creating their own structures and their own routines to have control over their day. Discipline is motivated by having timelines and deadlines. They allow this sense of time to really motivate them to ensure they're getting their best work done possible. An example of how discipline may show up is having a friend who planned out an entire vacation. They printed everything out and emailed it in advance, and it's an itinerary with the date and the time of every activity, snack, meal break, and nap the whole group is going to take. Next, let's talk about focus. And while that strength might sound very obvious, it goes much deeper than that. Those who lead with focus unapologetically prioritize. They are on a train that's going straight on a specific idea and goal they have. Those who lead with focus appreciate a clear destination. They love the opportunity to really narrow in on what is the most important item of their day. Someone who leads with focus is not easily distracted. So they're going to be that friend on the team who's making sure the group isn't going off on some tangent when there's a big solution to be made. Folks who lead with responsibility take psychological ownership to what they say they will do. They are the ones who keep their promises and take their commitments to heart. Those with responsibility are externally motivated. When they make a promise or a commitment to someone or to their team, they're going to show up and follow through all the way. People who have this strength tend to be reliable and dependable, but of course, no one is perfect. So when someone who leads with responsibility makes a mistake or can't follow through, they actively make sure that person is okay or that they can at least solve the problem in another way. Last but never least, we have restorative. Those who lead with restorative are excellent at solving problems. And beyond that, they're actually quite good at pointing out problems too. Those with restorative are highly skilled at creating a solution even when the problem feels too grand to solve. They feel a big sense of accomplishment when they take something that's broken or not doing so well and bringing it up to the level it needs to be at. Those with restorative are not afraid of conflict, issues, or problems. They're actually the person who's going to sit with you until the problem gets resolved. An example of how restorative might show up is someone spending the afternoon fixing up an old car. Or, in a work context, restorative might show up as someone realizing that there's a delay in a product shipment that's been going on for quite a while that had been ignored. They're going to go to the root of the problem and solve it quickly. And that, my friends, are the 9 themes within the executing domain. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And tell me in the comments, did any of these strengths sound like you? Let me know.